Hello, hello, ladies. It's Amy here with Live Healthy, Be Happy. I'm here today to talk to you guys about childcare and getting childcare. And I know my lights in my car keep going off, but I'm going to be here for you anyways. Let's see. There, that's better, although they're probably going to turn off again. I know I'm a bit late. It's been a bit of a crazy morning. It's my new time. This is my new time for my Facebook Lives. 10 a.m. Sunday morning, so I'm gonna have to get used to it. We just got back off the road. We got in pretty late last night. It was we went on a trip, my husband and I, and we had the girls, so we were driving home with the girls for like a 7-8 hour drive. It's crazy, so it's all good. We had lots of fun though. My husband and I, hence the reason for this topic, childcare. We managed to get childcare for a couple of days and go on a trip. So I wanted to talk a bit about that. I'm just going to go on here. Not sure if my internet connection is going to work, but I was going to try and share it to my group. So if you're not part of my group, Live Healthy, Be Happy, group Beyond the Baby Blues, it's a group for women who are struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety and need that extra support from other women. So we have discussions in there, lots of holistic natural tips and things like that. So you can definitely go to that. So if you're on my page, just go to the top. It says join group. You can join the group that way. And then you can join in on all of the support in there. So there's lots of free support in that group. So I want to talk about childcare today. Just seeing if my internet's going to let me share it to my group so everybody can see and take a look at it. And this lighting isn't really going to help. Hopefully you don't mind it. It's a little dark. It's a little illumination for my computer. So here we're just going to share. And if you're joining the replay, let me know if you have any tips of childcare as we go. If you have any of your own tips for childcare and what you think about. So I know when I first had my daughter, it was really, really difficult for me to even think of letting her be with anybody and finding the people that were the most supportive and helpful and comforting for me. Okay, so group. My group is Beyond the Baby Blues. There we go. So we have it shared. So I know, okay, like I was saying, my story of like when my daughter was first born and I had to go back to work. And even that first year, it was really hard. I would just wanted to bring her everywhere with me. I don't know if you can relate to that, let me know. Or if you feel like you just need a break, but you just don't know if you can trust anybody. I know that was another way I felt. Just like, I just need a break, but I don't know who I can trust. And it was really hard for me to let go of that and try and find ways. But I'll share some tips with you that are going to help you with finding your own childcare and feeling comfortable with it. I remember going to work crying and bawling and just so concerned about whether I was dropping my child off and it was okay, because oftentimes when a child goes to childcare and they're like a year old, that's kind of when they're going through that separation and maybe they haven't been away from you very much at all, and it's a really hard time. So we're gonna have a little bit of a light show going on. So that was really hard for me, and I know what it's like, and I know I had to find different babysitters when I went back to work, and it was crazy. It was like, I think my daughter had like 3 different babysitters in the 6 months, and then I ended up I decided to just quit my job and get set up daycare. So that may not be the right thing for you, but it's something to think about. I know that's what I chose to do, because then I could be at home with my daughter all the time. I could get a little bit of extra income and also have that one-on-one support with her and watching her and be with her. So that was really good. That was a good option for me. Then when I had my second daughter, my job fortunately was able to allow me to bring her to work with me. So that was amazing, and very, very helpful and supportive for myself and my own concerns about childcare. But what it didn't do was allow me to experience letting my daughters and my trust for different childcare providers, and they didn't have a lot of babysitters, a lot of things in the beginning. But that's okay. That's okay if that happens and you're not having that, trust. And if you're joining me live, feel free to say hi, let me know if you have any childcare tips, and I will continue on letting everybody know what my suggestions are and what my story is around a lot of this. So I just was telling a story, and I've told you guys already that we're probably going to have a little bit of lights changing on here and off because I didn't get my keys in my car and I'm hiding in the garage. See, Dad's garage. So yeah, so we're in here and where the lights are going off and on, but it'll just make it more exciting. At least I think so. I'm kind of a nerd that way. So for childcare, getting a babysitter, tips on getting a babysitter and all that sort of stuff is what I always suggest is, I'm just going to look at my notes here because I've got some things written down and my suggestions for what I would suggest doing, is writing a list of qualities that you want to see in a babysitter. So what kind of things do you want to find in your babysitter, or the person that, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's somebody else, and you can kind of focus. For me, what it took with family members or close people is focus on the good qualities, focus on the good things, and maybe start for a short amount of time, right? So that's some of these tips we'll get into. Write a list of questions which make it possible to find out the prospective sitter has these qualities. So what are you going to ask the babysitter in order to find out if they're what you're hoping they are, if they have those qualities, right? Advertise for them. So find out ways that you can find babysitters. Ask other moms if you know other moms. Maybe they use somebody that they trust. I know that's always a good one. I definitely, and that's what we kind of do in our town, is like, hey, who do you use for a sitter? Who do you use, right? And that's always a good way to find a trusted sitter, especially if you know your friend or know your person and they're going to be allowing that to happen. That's trustworthy. So what else? Yeah, so you can even put an ad in the local newspaper that you're looking for somebody. You can, be specific as possible. Put down, what you're actually looking for, some of those qualities that you're looking for. And then you interview them. So ask those questions that you put up, right? So what questions are important for you so you're getting a quality sitter? I was just seeing, I'm thinking if you guys are commenting, they're going to show up on my phone, so I will check. I'm just checking my computer. So interviewing them and get them to come over and spend some time with the kids. See how they interact, or see, what their personality is like. Trust that intuition, trust your gut instinct. Are you comfortable with that person? Is your child comfortable? Obviously, some children are going to take a little bit of time to warm up and stuff, but, just kind of seeing if that's okay, and if that person's a little pushy or what you feel like, really trust what you're feeling like and have that person come and visit and come hang out while you're there for a bit and see if you're comfortable. That's so, so important. And maybe you can do that, once or twice before you get your children to be watched for your child or children, however many you have, for a very short amount of time. So start out with like an hour or so and see how that works and see how everything works by the end of all that. And see how comfortable you are, and trust your intuition, trust your gut. Like after the hour, let them know, have a conversation, see what feels right, see how things went. If there's anything that's kind of standing up that you're concerned about, then, maybe it's not a good fit, right? But just take it slowly, take the baby steps, and then eventually you get comfortable. Because I know with me, I've had my daughter stay with somebody for a little bit of time, and then eventually, like, my youngest is like 3 years old. We managed to have a 2-night away weekend, and that's what I'm coming back from. And that's amazing. But my daughter's 3 years old, so this is the first time we've left our girls for 2 nights, and it was with my sister. So somebody I really trust and I've always trusted with my kids. So, but it's taken us that long to get that coordinated, get that planned out, and get comfortable with it, right? And we've left for nights before, like when my other daughter was like 3 or something, but it was you know, I've only had a couple nights away from my kids overall, so I'm not like just like leaving them all the time. But maybe you're okay with that. Maybe you have people you trust, and that's okay. We're all different. We're all okay. So trust your intuition, trust what feels right, and find people that you trust. And like I said, leaving them with the sitter for just an hour to start is gonna be a good way to just start, test it out, feel how things feel. And then increase that length of time that you're able to leave your children with the sitter. And if you're wondering, if you're just joining me, I'm in my car and the lights keep going out and it's really dark. So I can either sit here in the dark or I'm just going to keep opening my door. I don't know where my keys are. We got back last night from a really long trip and who knows where they are right now. So yeah, so that are my tips. And yeah, it's important to just write down those things and write down what you feel comfortable with, what's going to work, and interview them and slowly ease into it. And like I say, if you have a family member or something, I know sometimes we see the good side and the bad side of our family members. So what I encourage you to do that really helped me is just focus on the good qualities, focus on the genuine care and help that those people provide, you know. And if it really doesn't feel okay, maybe ease off, maybe start with an hour, right? There's some family members I only really will use for an hour or so, you know. It wouldn't be an overnighter. Whereas with my sister, it's a little bit different, right? So depending on your relationship with those people, go with what feels comfortable. And it's important for your kids to build that relationship with these people as well too, right? So think about that, you know. Even if it's just like an hour or 2 hours that you're leaving them with these family members, it's good bonding for your children. So thank you for joining me, guys. And I also wanted to let you know that my postpartum support circle applications are open. They're officially open. So if you want to apply, I will leave the link in the comments and you guys can definitely apply. And I encourage everybody to just apply, regardless of if you're sure if you want to join or not join. Because what's going to happen is you might get some insight from just filling out the application. And I have a free call with you just chatting just to see how things are going, and you may find benefit from that call just to chat about, you know, what's going on in your life, what you're feeling, and all those things. So definitely apply even if you're not sure what you're doing. Okay, ladies, thank you so much and have a lovely Sunday, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.